Here's 4 things you can do to make 2025 your healthiest year yet. I'm Dr. Brian Ladd. I'm a physical therapist and a board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist. I served in the Navy for 5 years as a physical therapist, and now I've been in private practice with my own clinic, Kaizen Health and Wellness, for another 5 years. Now, to be the healthiest version of ourselves, we need to optimize 4 things, and those 4 things we call the pillars of health. They are movement, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Now, as a physical therapist, movement is my bread and butter. That's what we talk about all day long, every day with each of our patients, right? And it doesn't just have to be exercise. It can be little things like walking daily, and those little things add up. The big thing is just consistency. We've got to stay consistent day in and day out. Now, it doesn't mean we have to have a 30-minute workout. It doesn't have to be a 60-minute workout. Those little movement snacks, as we like to call them, can pay off huge in the long run. Now, I recommend using some sort of device to track your movement. I use a Fitbit myself. It's an easy way where I can see how many steps I've gotten. It matches my heart rate. It takes a look at a lot of different things. Because as we know, what gets measured gets managed. And if we're not managing it, we're just guessing, and you're not going to get the results that you want when you're guessing. What I recommend is using one of these devices. You can even use your phone, track your steps, just see what your average is right now and see how much you're moving. Because if you're at like 5,000 steps now, that's great. That gives us a baseline, and then we can manage it from there. Each week thereafter, we can slowly stack on top of that. Say we go from 5,000 to 6,000, 6,000 to 7,000. So we incrementally progress that, and we don't just throw a ton at you saying you have to get 10,000 steps now. Now, you'd be surprised at how effective just moving in general can be for your overall health. Things like your mental health, blood pressure, your blood sugar, things like that, it's gonna make a big difference. And then if we can layer on top of that strength training, you're gonna be set up real well. The second pillar of health is nutrition. Now, there's a lot of different routes we could go with this, but I like to keep it simple. Now, if you've got a goal of gaining weight or you've got a goal of losing weight, your calorie intake and your protein is going to be different. Just know that if you want to gain weight, gain muscle, you're going to have to be in a calorie surplus. And your protein goal is going to have to increase as well. But if you're someone that wants to lose weight, then we're going to have to be in a calorie deficit, but we still need to keep our protein at an adequate intake. This is another thing where if we don't track it, then we're just guessing, and we're probably not going to be as successful with our goals and not going to reach our goals as quickly if we just monitor it. Now, the easiest way to track this is to just set a calorie goal. Let's use 2,000 calories for an example. What you're gonna do is you're gonna eat 2,000 calories every day for a week. What I want you to do is weigh yourself every day and just watch how your weight fluctuates. It's gonna fluctuate day to day regardless, but if you're losing a ton of weight or you're gaining a ton of weight, you're gonna know how to adjust it from there. The other good rule of thumb is protein intake. What's your goal body weight? If your goal body weight is 185 pounds, then shoot for 185 grams of protein per day. Now, I know that can seem like a lot, and a lot of people have questions on where they can get that. There's different shakes. Fairlife is really good. There's different protein bars. If you can get it from Whole Foods, that's obviously going to be the best way to go about it. But if you can just monitor those 2 things, it's going to make a huge difference in the way you feel, the way you recover from your workouts, and just your day-to-day activity. The third pillar is sleep, and this is another one that can trip people up. Now, the general recommendations are 6 to 8 hours, but it's going to be different for everyone, right? People like Donald Trump can get 4 to 5 hours and just be fine. But if I did 4 to 5 hours, you wouldn't want to be around me. Now, I found that after tracking this, I do pretty well with about 6.5 hours, maybe 7 hours a day. But anything past that to like 8 or 9, I feel kind of groggy and I don't feel my best. So it's something you kind of just have to play around with. But if you can optimize your sleep to where you're getting deep sleep, you're getting restful sleep, you feel like you can just wake up in the morning and get going and you don't necessarily need that caffeine to help, then that's going to be where you want to shoot for your goal. Now, there are some different things that you can do to help with deep sleep, such as having a colder room, Tart cherry juice will help increase your natural melatonin production. You can also foam roll right before bed. That helps get your parasympathetic nervous system engaged and just gets your body to relax. A warm bath right before bed will also help with that state as well. Really, you just need to find what works for you and stay consistent with it. That's the key with all of this. And finally, we have stress management. Now, there's a lot of ways you can go about this. Going back to the movement that we talked about before, just walking is going to do wonders for your stress management. Especially if you can get outside and enjoy some fresh air and some sunshine. It's going to make a big difference. But you can do other things. Some people like to cold plunge. I like to sit in a sauna myself. Just being mindful and meditating can help as well. We also teach people about deep breathing and box breathing. And so box breathing is basically where you take a deep breath in through your nose, for a 3 to 5 second inhale, hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, exhale through your mouth 3 to 5 seconds, and then before you take another deep breath in, you're going to hold that for 3 to 5 seconds as well. And you can just kind of slowly do that, and that's going to kick in that parasympathetic nervous system as well. It's going to calm things down and put you in a more relaxed state. The other thing that I like to do is go on YouTube and you can search binaural beats. There's binaural beats for studying, for focus, for sleep, different things like that. There's something about those sound frequencies that can just help you relax. So I've done it for meditation. I like to do it if I've got a lot of admin work too. I can put on a focus binaural beat and it just gets me in the zone. So those are the 4 things that you can do right now, every single day, to make 2025 your healthiest year yet. And if you've got any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them. Just shoot me a DM, let's chat. And if this was helpful for you, please like, save, and share it with anyone else that you think could use this information. Let's make 2025 your healthiest year yet.